to our team meeting tonight. This is exciting things happening, and I wanted to give some recognition tonight. And those newsletters are right here, so that's good. I found them. No worries, guys. Don't panic. So last week we had our best week of the entire year as a sales team. We got to right at $60,000 in Cutco sales last week. So you guys ended up selling $60,000 in a 1 week time frame, which is very exciting, which is a huge accomplishment, and some of you guys should all really feel good about. That put us at number 8 in the region. So number 8 in the region, the heavy competition. You guys, there's any other week, 60 grand would be like top 5, if not top 3, maybe even competing for number 1. But it's the Super Bowl, the World Cup of Cutco. Number 1, if you had a guess in the region, what did they sell last week?
$150,000.
$136,000. $136,000. And number two sold $131,000. Number 3 sold $129,000. Number 4 sold $118,000. There are 5 teams over $100,000 in sales last week. That's incredible. In fact, it's so incredible, it's never been done in the history of the Eastern region. The Eastern region, just from Virginia down to Puerto Rico, sold $1.9 million last week. Yeah. I mean, this is the Super Bowl. Everyone is stepping up, and it's exciting. And I want to recognize those that are stepping up. And what's interesting enough is we did 60 grand, and there's some people in the room, they're like, I fell short of my goal last week. And we sold 60 grand. Our goal this week, what do you think our goal this week is? Big. What do you think our goal is? 100K. It's big. I mean, it's big, but it's possible. It's possible, but my goal tonight is to go from possible to probable. Probable means we actually have a shot. Like, if the stars align, we can make it happen. Possible is like, that would be nice. Probable comes when we connect and we work together towards a common goal. It's exciting. Ready? All of you are already at $18,000 in 2 days in sales. 18 grand this week already, and it's Wednesday. We still have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and a Magic Monday. We still have 5 days, and we're already almost at 20 grand. It's probable if the stars align and if we connect. How are we going to need to do it? I'll tell you right now, we need more bodies. We need more people. So tonight, if you went on your Snapchat stories, on your Instagram stories, your Facebook, your Twitter, let your friends know. My manager will hire you to work for a weekend. That's it. A weekend. They do 5 or 6 demos. They show Cutco to their mom, their dads, their grandmas, their grandpas, their aunts, their uncles, their best friends' parents. They make their money. I'll pay them base pay. They make a guaranteed $100. And if they sell, which we know they will, they'll make more. Hey, guaranteed $100 this weekend if you come work for me. They go sell an extra couple $1,000, it's worth it. And it'll help us hit our goals. They'll make a little extra cash. They don't have to work here. They don't need to work here forever, not for the summer, but could they work for a weekend to help us hit these goals for this weekend? It would be a fantastic opportunity for them. It would be great for us. It would be a win-win. So just so you guys know, Doug Sanson, our counterpart up in Columbia, $35,000 week. South Richmond last week, number 12 branch, led by Amanda Swanson, $10,000 last week, competing for a trophy, which is pretty exciting. We had Northeast Richmond at 4,600, number 26, and Dade City at $4 grand last week, getting it done, which is pretty exciting. Our district team collectively sold 60, 95, 105, about $120,000 last week. So our district team's competing for one of those trophies, which is pretty exciting. Our assistant manager team getting it done. We had Jesse Fox, $2,100 last week. He's in transit from the airport. He'll be here soon. We also had, look at this yellow right here. We had RJ Ayers, $4,700 week. We'll recognize that in just a moment. Top 15 assistant manager in the region last week. We had Will Lovelace, just like $95 shy of Mason Linker. He's really good. Well, so don't feel too bad. $5,500 in Mason, top 10 assistant manager in the region last week. Number 1 assistant manager last week, ready? $18,000 last week. Carter Hayes. And he's one of the speakers on the agenda at the conference. So if you're like, wow, I'm envious versus, wow, I want to learn from that guy, right? Go to the conference. That's it. And you guys are going, you'll learn from Carter Hayes on how to sell $18,000. How cool is it going to watch him do his demo? He's going to do his demo live during dessert, and you can watch this guy do his demo on how he's selling $18,000. Not resident. He's doing residential. He's not doing events like Dylan. Residential sales, $18,000 a week. He's about to blow your mind. Get ready. So I know about majority of you, 15 of you guys are committed and signed up for the conference. So it's pretty exciting. So you guys could check those out. Let's give some recognition to some individuals last week. There's too many, so I'm only going to recognize those that hit the newsletter over $1,000 because we had too many last week. Taking it up to first one, Riley Walker. Riley Walker, $1,369 last week. An Alliance member. What's really cool is hopefully he's cool with me sharing. He almost didn't join the Alliance. In fact, he had some cold feet. He was curious. He's like, I'm not sure. Maybe I should. Maybe I shouldn't. It was at the all-day call day. He's like, I don't know. This might be tough. This might be too challenging. But what's really exciting is he's now sold three or four homemaker builders because he joined the Alliance. He's now just earned a $342 paycheck because he joined the Alliance, and he quit his job to join the Alliance and then almost quit the Alliance. Go figure how that works out, but still was able to sell right at $1,400 last week, which is pretty exciting. So kudos to you on your way to 10K. Let's give Riley Walker a big round of applause. Great job, man. And as I call you, could come on up and grab this, so that way it saves us a little bit of time. So taking it up to next one, Josh Collette, 1732. So where's Josh? So Josh, $1 shy of Bella, but still really good. So I'm just teasing. It was funny the first time, but it's cool. The 1732 last week, very, very exciting. I know it's funny because it's like a dissatisfaction is like, man, I wish I sold more. But on that dissatisfaction, still made a $519 paycheck, which is still pretty awesome, right? So $519, $1,700 sold, Alliance member, getting his flow, getting his momentum going, and making things happen. So, and I'm excited to spend some time Friday night at the Texas de Brazil with him and his girlfriend and my wife. We're going to be doing his VIP night celebration. So, Josh, let's give a big round of applause. Great job, man. And a funny story with Josh was he was really frustrated not getting the results, and then boom, had like $1,000 order. And it's like, it's just how it works. It's just crazy how it works. Sometimes you're frustrated, and sometimes you get the results. Bella was also on that sheet that I just gave to Josh. Was there anyone else highlighted on there besides Bella? Can you just peek, just so I don't miss anyone? No. Okay. So Bella was what did you sell, Josh?
1732.
So 1733 last week. So 1733 last week. Very exciting. It's their second largest week. Also committed to the Alliance, driving down here every single day from the Tarpon Springs area, right? Safety Harbor, Tarpon Springs, somewhere along those lines. Every single day, driving in, making things work. Got into a what was it? You had a car accident. Got into a car accident and still came in the next morning. Still committed to her Alliance, committed to her push, making things happen. $433 paycheck last week. Also hitting right over your $6,000 pay raise now. Gunning for that 10K promo, making things happen. So let's give Isabella a big round of applause. Great job last week. Jesse Fox will be in transit on his way, but $2,100 week last week. Jesse was able to have 5 sales to do his part as an assistant manager for this push. Assistant manager sell to $850 paycheck for Jesse Fox last week. Let's give him one clap on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Next up, we have Brandon. Brandon Hotz, new guy. So new guy, Brandon. Where you at? Down in the back. So St. Pete Catholic High School. Was recommended by Chris Caniceris, and Chris was nice enough to replace himself. So Chris says, I'm vacationing for the rest of the summer before school starts up. I'll replace myself with my buddy Brandon, and that's how it's done. Brandon comes in, sells over $2,500 last week, $3,000 for his fast start, makes a $351 paycheck. I would say that's a win-win. Helps us get over $60,000 for the week, helps Brandon make a paycheck, makes Chris look really good because he's a team player. and he leaves the business the right way for the summer. That's a triple win, and that's what we want to get accomplished. So soccer player, goal to go professional. Soccer, we have a bunch of soccer players in the room, and apparently it's pretty good, and according to some of your friends, so pretty exciting stuff. Thanks for being here. Brandon Hotz, give him a big round of applause. Great job, man. Taking it up to Miss Hannah Bolin. This is really exciting for me because Hannah was one of the newest members on the Alliance, and she was brand new in her fast start, and she only had 5 sales. That's it, 5 sales for her whole career. And she's like, "Yeah, I'll join the Alliance. I'll do it." And I was like, "You sound way too excited about this. Do you realize how hard this is going to be?" She's like, "No problem. I got this." Dude, she's been a rock star. She went to Orlando, danced in the national competition, and drove back the same day so that way she could be here for the Alliance meeting, and then did the same thing again. Danced nationals in Orlando and then came back the same day and then rocked the phone jam right afterwards and still booked up like 25 appointments. To have 25 appointments that is awesome. That is awesome. Attitude of a champion. $2,500 sales week last week, and making over a $579 paycheck last week. Let's give Hannah Bolin a big round of applause. Great job. Great job. We also have taken it up to Joshy, little Joshy, I saw you here. So Josh Spiegel last week. Dude, I love the nickname. So little Joshy last week, 26.79. Here's what's cool. Josh is driving out here from Tampa every single morning, grinding, working hard. And now it's really exciting. I don't know if he's been so caught in the push, I don't even know if you knew. Just hit his $20,000 milestone. He is now officially at Bonus Land. So he's also officially at Bonus Land. So he gets his picture on the wall right over there. We got a spot for you. So give Brenda your picture. She'll print it out, put it in the frame, and get you on the wall, which is pretty exciting, on the Wall of Fame. Last week, knocking down $2,600 and making an $803 paycheck. And just to think, a few short weeks ago was bussing tables and cleaning dishes up after other people, and he was like, "But I make like $60 a night
in cash."
But I get it in cash.
Oh yeah.
And then now we made $800 last week. So, and now makes bonus off of what he sells for the month. Very exciting stuff. Let's give little Josh a big round of applause. Great job, buddy. Taking it up to last week. We also had Trayvonte sell what's really exciting, one of his largest weeks of the year so far, $3,200. And what's exciting about this is he didn't have the SE1 push he wanted. And it's easy to not have one push that you wanted, but still could join the Alliance for the second push. And he was getting it done. Came into the Alliance and came into the push with 25 plus appointments ahead of him, and was able to lock down over $3,200 in sales. And Trey makes 40% commission, right? 40% now. That is a $1,288 paycheck. That is enough to get onto the wall. So we will take the $1,000 plus paychecks, and you can pin them to the wall, which is pretty exciting. So kudos to you, Trey, getting it done. And just to think about 2 years ago, you didn't have a car. You were brand new. Last summer wasn't able to get things going. And the power of what 1 or 2 years can do of selling Cutco. And I just think that's really important to think about, that this doesn't have to be a one summer thing. Last summer, Trey, as an assistant manager, helped us develop people like Will Lovelace. He was Will's coach, and now he's selling Cutco, working with Dylan, and it's pretty exciting now. Right at $40,000 now?
No, $47,000.
$47,000 in sales now, which is very, very exciting. Kudos to you, man. Way to have grit and tenacity. Let's give Trey a big round of applause. Dylan Trevetti, brand new guy. He's in Africa. He just left for his trip, but sold $3,200 to finish off his fast start strong. So let's give Dylan one clap on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. Everyone else is on the front page. Look how much yellow is on the front page of the Region newsletter. That is hot. That is hot. We had some performers step up last week. Taking up to RJ Ayers. We had RJ last week, $4,700 last week. What's exciting is he had 10 different people buy Cutco in a week. When you can write up 10 sales in a week, that's a pretty good week. Awesome. Kudos to you. With his AM pay, a $1,638 paycheck at 17 years old. not too bad. And here's what's cool about the job. He's taking off the next few days. He's going up to tour. Well, Sunday through Thursday. He's taking off to go tour colleges, Ivy League colleges, but he's going to load up and do virtual appointments while his mom is driving to and from like Harvard's and the Yales and all these, doing his college tour. He's going to do his, maybe they're not the schools, I don't know. But while he's doing his tour, mom's driving, he's going to be cranking out and doing virtual demos while she's driving around so he could still finish off his push goal. That's commitment, and that's deserving of a $1,600 paycheck. Kudos to you, man. Let's give RJ a big round of applause. Great job. Taking it up to another assistant manager last week, making the largest paycheck in the office last week. Beating Dylan as well because we had a good office sales week, so AMs get paid. I don't know if you guys know that. AMs do make money. Will Lovelace. This is so exciting because not only did Will just hit his $50,000 milestone. Very exciting there, by the way. Will had a tough time this summer getting started. I don't know if you guys realize. Will wanted to sell earlier in the summer. And it just didn't quite go the way he wanted it to go. And but he stayed a lot of poise, a lot of focus, was having some no sales, didn't have the recommendations he wanted, didn't have his list organized, and he was very patient, very strategic, and then boom, now is connected and has hundreds of people to call and had a $5,579 sales week, $5,579 on 12 sales. 12 sales last week. Also was helping in the office a little bit, not much, but helping a little bit in the office with remote interviews, helping a little bit, not super, but we let assistant managers go out and sell. And he's using the time and making it happen. Ready? $3,031 paycheck and 60 cents last week. That's pretty hot. Kudos to Will Lovelace. Let's give Will a big round of applause. Great job. Yeah. So wings are on Will tonight, just so you guys know. We're gonna. I'm kidding. It's a lot of pocket knives he's about to get. Just over Will, 56.76. So edged Will out by like $90, $95. Mason Linker last week had 11 different people buy Cutco from him. 11 different people buy Cutco from Mason. Driving over here from Tampa. And you know what? What's really exciting here is Mason didn't have the SC1 push he wanted. He only sold like 7,500. Last week, he sold 5,600. Today alone, sold another 2,500. He's already beat his SC1 push. He's at right at 10K. I think maybe your last sale might have put you over 10K for this push. So $100 away from $10,000 for the push, and we still have 9 days ahead of us, which is pretty exciting. So Mason Linker last week with his AM pay, also making a $2,754 paycheck. That's pretty hot. That's pretty hot. Let's give Mason Linker a big round of applause. Great job. Great job. Kudos to you, man. Dylan Fitz last week. Dylan Fitz sold $6,000, so he makes 50%. So that's easy math. So $3,008 last week, which is pretty hot. So what's kind of cool, if you talk to Dylan, he's not having the push he wants. He's like actually really disappointed that he only made $3,000 last week. That's how you know you have high standards. I invited Dylan to teach my alliance. I said, hey, dude, you know, I've done a lot for you, man. You wouldn't be here if it wasn't for me, so you owe me one. Can you teach my alliance how to sharpen knives? He's like, I can't. I'm pushing. I'm going to be in Tampa. I'm going to be in Melbourne. I'm going to also be in Orlando. I can't help. I didn't say that to him. I said, dude, do you think you help? He said, no. I was like, all right, cool, no big deal. But I share this with you because that's a guy that knows how to say yes to one thing and no to another thing. Dylan, a couple years ago, would do anything for the office and do anything to please people. But now he's got personal clarity where he knows what to say yes to and what to say no to. And that's what we need, is we need personal clarity. And it's a great person to learn from, is what to say yes to, what to say no to. And he knows what he wants. He's still chasing after a $30,000 push. That's what he wants. He wants to sell 30 grand. He's at 6. Plus he sold like 2 or 3 this week so far. Or he just hit 10. So he's at 4K this week. So he's at 10K right now. So he wants to sell another 20 grand. In order for him to do that, he's like, Mike, I can't help the team. I got to live selfishly right now. I got to work for me because I got goals to hit. I love that. I was like, dude, do you? Absolutely. But he's still helping our surge program. He's still working and doing some WhatsApp memos. So Dylan's doing a fantastic job. If you see him, let him know. Let's give him one clap and count of 3. 1, 2, 3. taking it up to beating Dylan last week, Grant Lepresti. What a surprise story here. I'll tell you right now. I knew Grant was going to do well. Where are you at? I knew he was going to do well. But at the same time, when Grant came into the push, he had a lot of momentum. He had a nice little sales week beforehand. He had like a 3K week, and then boom, to jump it up from like being at 4,000 in sales to jumping it up to having a 3K week to jumping it up to last week having a $6,200 week. That's exciting. That's the power of a push. That's the power of the alliance. And that's the power of this young man also making like 1,000 phone calls. That's the power of this young man showing up every Sunday and cranking out 150 to 200 phone calls each time he sits down to make calls. Everyone knows. The neighbors know he's making phone calls. Everyone in the complex knows Grant is making calls. He's not super quiet on the phone, but he gets it done in a big, bad way. In fact, he doesn't even sit down. He stands. He stands the whole time. $1,800 paycheck last week as an 18-year-old high school graduate. You have no business making this type of money, dude. Kudos to you. Let's give Grant a big round of applause. Great job, man. Very exciting. Very exciting. And also just hit a 10K milestone for the summer and jumping into the number 3 spot. Grant Lepresti said, I'll just jump. I was like number 15 and I'll take over number 3. That's the power of 1 week. He's at 17 grand now for the summer, the power of 1 week, and just passed everyone. Just passed everyone. Had 57 sales now this summer. Very exciting success story. In fact, Tyler Condon asked me, he's like, who the hell's Grant? That's what he asked me. He was at my house. He's like, who's Grant? I see that name now. Who's that? That's hot. That's when you know you're doing some cool things, when another manager asks me about you. So awesome stuff. And everyone say number 1. Number 1 last week. Golly, man, what an awesome scoop up. Very exciting. I mean, Danielle has been grinding 13 sales last week. She wrote up the most orders last week, tied with Grant at 13, and had a $7,700 sales week, $7,746 to finish off her 10K fast start. She has been working very hard. She's been balancing. She had essay writing. She had to do this essay course from, 11 to 3? 1 to 5. So 4 hours, 1 to 5 every day, and still was able to write up 13 sales around that last week. That's hot. So she's been working. She's been working it. And was able to be on the front column of the front page and be our number 1 representative last week. I told Danielle, I was like, hey, Danielle, you know you made like over $1,000. She's like, really? $1,922 paycheck last week. At 17 years old. You have no business making this type of money. I was paying her like $50 just to do some Snapchat, just some Instagram, social media, and she was pretty excited about it. Yeah, $50, that's cool. I'll take it. $1,900? Give my $50 back. How hot is that? That is so exciting for a young girl to make that type of money. Kudos to you. I'm sure people are curious. Brand new, rookie rep. Any best practice that you can share with the team? And not even a best practice, something that can instill hope in some people that say, you know what? I want to have a 7K week this week, and I haven't had the success I wanted, or I haven't had a 7K week yet. Any best practice that you feel like you could share with some people in the room that can help them with the right mindset before we make phone calls tonight?
Make sure you're calling the right people, because I had like a lot of big sales, which helped me out a lot. So like, call the right people that you know.
Prospecting. Yeah, I think it's simple. Prospecting helps you have large sales. That doesn't mean you have to sell Cutco to only big prospects, but if you want to have a $700 average order, you probably want to sit down with people who can buy $3,000 worth of Cutco if they wanted to. You guys see how that works? And if you're sitting down with people who could be, by the way, I guarantee there's some people in this room that sat down with people who could buy $3,000 worth of Cutco, and they bombed the appointment and still only sold like a couple of pieces. How do you help those people spend and feel comfortable spending $2 or $3 grand on Cutco if they wanted to?
Build the value up.
Everyone's disappointed in your tips.
I don't know. I'm new. I don't know what to do. I just kind of did it.
You cannot bird how it flies, Mike. Come on.
And that's why I'm asking this young lady, because there's so many of you that overcomplicate the damn job. It is so damn simple. Why is she selling? Ready? She has passion and conviction. That's it. She hasn't gotten beat up yet. That's it. That's what it comes down to. She hasn't gone through the pain that some of you have gone through, and then you play scared on all your future appointments. So the swag bag will have like some sunglasses in there, something like that. I don't know. So you get the swag bag. $7,500. You get the Hardy Slicer, the old Hardy Slicer. They're calling it the Gourmet Prep Knife. That's the one my wife and I have at home. We love that one. $10K. You will get into a drawing for $500 cash, but you get the coveted VIP night, which is going to be in Miami Brickell. I'll give you the calendar of events here in just a moment. $15K, you get the gourmet set. $20K, you get the red homemaker. $30K, the cookware, and $40,000, a 55-inch flat screen TV. So kudos to everyone that's competing. Mason Linker, number 59 student before last week. I'm sure you'll jump up a couple spots in the All-American race last week. We also had Ryan Jackson officially hit her $10,000 promotion, which is pretty exciting. So getting to dirty 30, so now making 30% commissions, which is pretty exciting there. So let's give Ryan a big round of applause. Awesome job. We also had Dylan Fitz, 19 weeks in a row over $1,000. 19 weeks in a row over $1,000. We have Ellie Collins, 3 weeks in a row over $1,000, which is pretty exciting. So that's for Ellie. And Chelsea Hage, get it? I'll tell you, this is exciting. Chelsea. Now here's the deal. You know, Chelsea's transitioning into selling. She hasn't sold since last summer, really. Since last summer. So anytime you don't do something for 6 to 8 months, can you imagine not doing something for 6 to 8 months? There's a transition period. There's no doubt. Dieting, going to the gym. That's always an easy example, right? But Chelsea has done stuff for 6 to 8 months. Chelsea's got more recommendations during this push than I think I've ever seen. Do you know that number at this point yet, or no?
It's over 200, that's all I know.
200 recommendations, not directories. Not like, oh, I got one directory, give me like 100. No. 200 written recommendations during this push. Hasn't had the sales she wanted yet, but because you guys are all stepping up, she's helped out in the office. She's still reaping the rewards because she worked hard all summer. She still made a $954 paycheck last week. Assistant managers still get paid some money. Assistant manager is awesome. It's a great role. It's something that you can learn. You could also sell. You help other people. You work behind the scenes. And it's a great earning opportunity as well. So kudos to you, Chelsea. $954 check. I think we can put that on the wall. It's shy of 1,000, but I think we can put it on the wall. So let's give Chelsea Hage a big round of applause. Great job. All right. So let's go through the calendars, and that's it. So 2 minutes calendar walk through very fast. I just want to make sure we're on the same page for the calendar. All right. First thing, Sunday, Brenda is going to be leading a PB&J for Tampa Bay Feeding Frenzy. I would be here, but I'll be in Ocala, so I won't be. I'm driving back. I don't think I'll be back in time. So for those of you guys that want to do a feeding frenzy, it will be on Sunday. We raised a bunch of donations Sunday morning at 9 a.m. So Sunday at 9 a.m., many of you asked when the next one is. That will be the next one. The next thing is the all-day call day. We're going to start it at 1 p.m. So 1 p.m. is when we're starting the all-day call day this week. I still do have some cash left over. So I'm not going to be doing cash grab from 1 o'clock to 5:30 like I've done. I'm only going to be doing the cash grab. I got to have at least $100 in here still, I'm assuming. I don't know. There's a 5, couple fives, bunch of 5s, a lot of 5s. A lot of 1s. There's another 5. So there might be a couple 10s or 20s, I don't know, but it's probably got to be close to $100. Oh, there's a 10 right here. So here's a 10. So bottom line is from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock. I'm only doing this for 2 hours. So 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock cash grab. And here's what I'm going to do during that time frame. Ready? 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Every one demo you book up will get a grab from 1 to 3. Cool? So like you guys remember last week, it was every 2 demos or whatnot. Every one demo. The only reason why you wouldn't be at the office at 1 o'clock is if you're doing a demo. I'd like to have everyone here by 3. 5:30 for paycheck meeting. I know this morning I talked to Jeff, and he's like, 4 o'clock's too late, dude. It's 4 o'clock. You say 4, they roll in 4:30, they roll in at 5. They're missing and compromising their phone jam. So we want to shoot for 3 o'clock for arrivals. 1 for Alliance. 1 o'clock for if you want a cash grab or if you didn't book up a demo. 3 o'clock for everyone else. and then and 5:30 we'll do our PSP. Business as usual. Cool. So that's Sunday. Next thing is on Tuesday. Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. So at 9:30 a.m., this is for everyone in the room who has a slight interest in learning what an assistant manager during the fall semester is, what their responsibilities are, what that looks like, essentially being an apprentice with me during the non-summer. And you could be going away to school it doesn't matter, because a lot of the responsibilities are remote, so it doesn't make a difference. If you're interested at all, it'll be on 9:30 after the Alliance meeting. Right after the Alliance meeting, it'll be probably about 30 minutes of an information session on what an assistant manager is, how to earn the role. If you're interested in advancing into that opportunity, that's that meeting. That's where we're going to go over that. Next week, team meeting, business as usual. The bus at this second in time is picking us up at this office on it's Thursday at midnight. Just so you know, on Thursday at midnight. So essentially Friday morning, early morning for those of us that are going to the conference. So just so you guys know, if there's another bus, I'll let you know. But that's where I got so far. If there's a Tampa stop, I don't know yet. But at this point in time, get ready. We sleep on the bus. So we'll sleep from like midnight till about 7. And then we'll start waking up. We'll go to a stop, grab breakfast, and then about 8 o'clock is when we start our phone order frenzy. So around that 8:30 hour, and then we do our phone order frenzy till the conference starts at about noon. So we'll have about a good 4 hours of magic happening on the bus. So get ready for that. And then lastly, I want you to put in there is Monday at 5 p.m. This is for everyone. I'm doing a resume workshop. So that way you can look at what your resume looks like now that the summer is starting to come to an end, and also let you know everything that's up for grabs, so that way you can hit all the summer goals that you have for yourself and every benchmark: field training certification, team builder certification, president's club letter of recommendation, LinkedIn endorsements, just all of it. So that way you know what all the benchmarks are, and that way you can finish off your summer strong to accomplish everything you want to accomplish at that point. The VIP night is going to be in Brickell, Miami on August 4th, Saturday night. For those of you guys that hit over 10K, and we'll put you up at a hotel on that Saturday night in Miami. So those are the upcoming events, and Mr. Gamboa will be coming into the office to tour and interview those that are candidates for the Leadership Academy somewhere between Tuesday the 7th and Friday the 10th. As soon as he has his flight booked, I'll let you know, and it'll be one of those days that he'll post up here in my office, and you guys can interview for the Leadership Academy, 10K plus, to be able to have an interview with Mr. Gamboa. So, and then if you get the interview and you get an induction, inductions will be at the Conference of Champions on August 16th. 16th and 17th. So those of you guys that are marking your calendars, August 16th and 17th. And that's going to be like the finale of the summer, and that'll be in Fort Lauderdale. And those that actually get the induction into TLA will celebrate afterwards at the beach in Fort Lauderdale Beach. We'll have a bunch of tacos, and it'll be a really fun event before you guys head out. So the 16th and 17th, look forward to that. All right. So tonight, what we want to kick off, we're going to kick off our phone jam. You guys will have a good solid 90 minutes of calling. Many of you already have appointments ahead of you. Who already has at least 5 ahead of them right now? 5 or more. Who already has 8 or more ahead of them? 8 appointments or more. Raise your hand up high. Raise your hand up high. Who's at double digits or more? 10 or more ahead of them still at this moment in time. So you guys could look around. We have a lot of people who already have who got a lot of work done, but then there's a bunch of you that still need to get work done. Our mission tonight is to still book up 100 appointments and to leave tonight. In order for us to have a shot at 100K week, we need to leave tonight with at least 250 appointments to have a shot. At least 250 appointments to leave tonight with. So on the sign-in sheet on the front desk, if you have not done so yet, please sign in and write down how many appointments you showed up with, set up ahead of you, and then I'll count that up, and then we'll count up how many we book up tonight. I'll add 100 to that number, and that should be right about 250. I believe you guys probably have about 150 ahead of you right now. We book up another 100, that should get us to 250. I'll find out what exactly that number is. If you haven't signed in, please sign in next door as far as that goes. And the last thing I want to mention is field training. Nicole went field training with Will, and then just sold the homemaker set on this appointment. She went with Will yesterday and sold the homemaker set today. Had her first $1,200 sale. Bella went field training with Mason and was able to sell, sold $1,700 last week and $2,000 2 weeks before that. So after going field training with Mason, has sold close to $4,000, right? So field training is really impactful. I highly, highly recommend you to go field training and sign up with an Alliance member to go. Alliance members are trying to get certified. They take 5 different people field training, or just 5 people field training. They become certified. It's a big resume booster for them. So please, I highly encourage you to sign up for field training. So we'll be doing that tonight as well. With that being said, teams, you guys can break off. Here's what I'm going to do. Winning team tonight, I'll contribute 50%. I think the losing team should contribute the other 50%.
Wait, for what?
For wings. So afterwards, we're going to go get bottomless wings for $10, and then we'll play some pool. I'll contribute 50% of the total of the winning team's number tonight. Over 25. Over 25 demos, winning team booked up tonight. I'll contribute 50% of the tab for whatever that number is. And then losing teams, if you guys want to contribute, that's cool. It's up to you. But I'll be willing to do that tonight. Cool? Deal? So if you guys want to hang out and join, we're going to go to Wing House. It's right up the road. They got $10 bottomless wings, and they have billiards tables over there too. Chelsea locked it down for us. But let's jam. Our next session, I just have a couple of inspirational tips and some best practices, and then we'll be out of here to go eat some wings somewhere around the 9:30 hour. So we'll reconvene at approximately 8:45, and let's jam for the next hour and 45 minutes, and let's get some things happening. So thank you guys for your attention, your energy. Break off from your small little teams. Maybe your captain has a little pep talk for you, and help you guys get focused and motivated on getting your appointments booked up.